Welcome to the League of Women Voters of Manatee County Candidate Forum. I'm Alice Newland, immediate past president of the League of Women Voters of Manatee County. The League of Women Voters is a nonpartisan public policy organization that encourages informed and active participation in government. The League has both men and women as members. The League does not support or oppose any candidate or party. This presentation is being recorded and posted to the League of Women Voters of Manatee County and Manatee Educational Television website. Reference to can be made to it, and it can be posted or shown in its entirety. However, it is the property of the League of Women Voters, and partial showing or posting cannot be used without the written permission of the League of Women Voters of Manatee County. The Republican candidates for Manatee County Commission District 6 are Tony Barrett, John Calovich, Ed Ference, and Tara Poulton. Today's candidate forum rules call for civility on the part of both the candidates and the audience. The hallmark of democracy is the willingness of our community to treat each other with courtesy and respect. It is in that spirit that we are here this afternoon to engage in a vital part of our democratic process, the civilized discussion of the important issues that confront our communities. The candidates will have 1 minute to answer a question. At the end of the program, they will have 1 minute for their closing statement. Linda Long will be managing time. When the minute has elapsed, a bell will ring, very light, and you finish your sentence and move on to the next candidate. We will alternate which candidate goes first in answering a question, and at the end of the forum, the candidates will give a 1 minute for the close and to appeal for your vote. We ask that candidates speak only for themselves and not provide insight into their opponent's positions. There will be no rebuttals. Shall we get started? Candidate Barrett, what led you to run for this seat, and why should voters choose you to represent them?
Thank you. Thank you for having me here today. I appreciate the opportunity. What caused me to run for this seat was kind of like I felt like I was. Do you guys start the timer? Some 5 minutes.
Linda, it's on 5 minutes. Just go for one, Tony.
Okay. So as I sit as a commissioner at East Manatee Fire, I've been involved in county government for many, many years, and started going to some of the commission meetings and seeing some of the things that were happening at the commission meetings. And it just appeared that some of the commissioners were checked out. And because they were checked out, I thought that it would be a good opportunity for me to come and bring leadership to the dais. I've worked in Manatee County for many years as a paramedic and a volunteer, and I also worked for Sarasota County Fire and retired from there a couple of years ago. And so I really want to get involved in making sure that we protect our people and public safety. I think that that's first and foremost.
Is candidate John Calovich here? No. Okay. Candidate Ference.
Hey, good evening. Thank you for having us tonight. I appreciate it. My name's Ed Ference, and why am I running to be the next District 6 commissioner? Well, I lived in this county. I was born and raised here, and I served Manatee County and the citizens for over 30 years. I've been a civil servant, and I watched the elections like 2020 and 2022. And I was a manager in utilities, and I didn't like to see the commissioners which were coming in, and they would seem like they were serving the special interest. And I didn't like the direction the county was taking internally, and I felt like it wasn't listening to the people very well. So I felt like I was being led to, when I hit my 30, which was in August, to file and resign my job at Manatee County. I'd done that, and um, all my background knowledge, infrastructure is the number one issue in Manatee County. I feel like I know infrastructure as good or better than anybody else around.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, candidate Poulton.
Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much, Alice, and to all the members of the Women League of Voters. It's an honor to be here, and good night and good evening to my opponents and friends, Tony and Ed. We've been on the campaign trail quite often, so we're very comfortable around each other. And the reasons I'm running is because I believe that my work experience, my education, and quite frankly, my demeanor makes me a great candidate. It also prepares me to be successful on day one. I currently, plus, I've lived in this community a long time, and I care deeply for Manatee County. But I've worked at all three levels of government. I currently work at the federal level, but my focus has always been on local issues. Even now, I'm a mom, I'm a wife. I currently live in Lakewood Ranch. I have my master's in public administration. And as I talked about my demeanor, I truly am. I'm a people person. I'm reasonable. And I think I will bring some common sense to the dais.
Thank you. And the next question is for candidate Ference. I'm sorry, I'm probably pronouncing your name wrong. How have you equipped yourself to understand Manatee County's complex issues, including budgeting, development regulations, infrastructure planning, and environmental policy? So what makes you a responsible, well-informed decision maker as a commissioner?
Well, I feel like what makes me a well-informed decision maker is my background. I was born here. I'm multi-generations, and I know the communities, and I chose to, my father and my uncle and my cousin, they were all law enforcement here. I chose to go to civil servant side, and I been operating Manatee County Utilities. I was a high level manager there, and I know the infrastructure there. I know all the compliance rules, the wastewater and what sewer spills does to our environment, the nutrients, the nitrogens and the phosphorus runoffs and stuff like that. And I built an award-winning wastewater system. I'm not the one who put in Braden River all the time, or in Manatee River. That is another municipality that had them problems. But we actually, my last year with the county, 2025, got recognized and won a state award for being the large municipality of the year. When's my time up?
Yeah,
all right,
it is.
I'll quit.
Thank you. You could finish your sentence, but you already did. So, candidate Poulton.
Yeah, so what makes me qualified and prepared with these county issues is, as I touched on, my three levels of government. I currently work for Congressman Buchanan. I'm his district chief of staff. But in our district office, our focus is on constituent issues. So I'm already working with constituents. And generally when people call government, it's because they're not happy. They have an issue. And so I am solution-based. And I always have been. Prior to working at the federal level, I spent time working at the state level. I was a senior government affairs manager with the Southwest Florida Water Management District. And I oversaw the four-county area, so Manatee, Sarasota, Charlotte, and DeSoto. And then prior to that, I spent 4 years in DeSoto County, and I wore many hats there. If you're familiar with DeSoto County, you know it is a very poor community. They operate on a shoestring budget, and I think the experience that I got there, as well as all my other roles, has equipped me for this position.
Thank you. And candidate Barrett.
Nice intro music. Um, yeah, the thing that prepares me for this is that as you drive around the county and you look, you see certain things. But as I got more involved in wanting to run for this position, I started taking a deep dive into certain things, and I showed up at the budget meetings. I've showed up at the comprehensive planning meetings, getting a good inside look of how the county works and operates. I'm watching game films basically on YouTube of the county commission meetings and seeing how they react to certain things. And I've been working with East Manatee Fire, and we work on a $32 million budget per year. And we do a lot of the same things that the county does on a smaller scale. So I've been practicing at this position for a minute.
You guys are right on time. So, Candidate Poulton, what do you see as the three most urgent challenges facing Manatee County over the next 4 years, and how will you address them?
Well, the three biggest issues to me, first of all, is affordability. Affordability, slowing growth, and remaining and keeping the quality of life that we all know and love here in this community. Most of us have moved to this area because we were attracted to the weather, we were attracted to the coast, but it's also a great community to live in. I've been here long enough that I can remember when it only took 20 minutes to get across town. That's certainly not the case now because of our infrastructure and issues with our roads, plus traffic. I mean, it's a popular place to live. Affordability, I touched on already. And and the national inflation is very high as well. And while that's not at all the local government's fault, the local government shouldn't be making it worse. So we need to find ways to cut fees to make and that's why I'm interested to see how this property tax amendment is going to go, because it will bring relief to homeowners.
Yeah, thank you. Candidate Barrett, what are the three most important issues and the urgent challenges in the next 4 years, and how will you address them?
Well, I think the first thing that we need to address is that we have a big decision to make in November, and that is whether or not we eliminate some taxes that are being collected through the county, and how we're going to navigate that process. Because if we lose revenue, certain areas are going to suffer, and we're going to have to pick and choose our wants and our needs. The other thing that is very important to me is absolutely public safety. Public safety has not been deemed an essential service in the state of Florida as far as EMS is concerned. And I think that needs to change, because if we build a library for every 20,000 people, we should build an EMS station also. And the big thing is we need to slow growth, and we need to thoroughly think things through before we start putting a bunch of houses in a community and have the infrastructure available prior to that happening.
Thank you. And Candidate Ference, the biggest challenges in the next 4 years, and how would you address them?
It's overdevelopment and urban sprawl, what goes with the overdevelopment, and we need to control it and do lower density. And next, we do our infrastructure, which ties in with the overdevelopment. Our infrastructure, our roadways, we need to get them in place, and making sure our water and sewer is keeping up with it. And the third is managing our budget and reducing it, being more conservative on our budget and living within our means. And with the property tax bill coming, there's going to have to be cuts in the budget, and there's plenty of room to do it. I know where to do it. I know how to do it. I've been with the county. I managed $25 million budget there before I left. So I know where the waste is throughout the whole county and how to do it. And day one, boots on the ground.
Thank you. Candidate Barrett, you're next. Where do you believe county spending should increase or decrease? Please share specific areas where you would prioritize additional investment and areas where you believe reductions are appropriate. Would you make changes to county taxes or surplus allocations? Please provide specific details.
Good question. The timer. Thank you. So, I'm going to beat the dead horse with EMS over and over again because public safety is very important. If you, the chances of you calling 911 in your lifetime and having an ambulance show up are pretty significant, and you want the best people to be there on the worst day of your life. There's things that I see. The county's buying $4,000 trash cans so that people can determine whether or not they're full, but there's other trash cans around them. Let's just go out and do our jobs and check the trash cans and not have it technology take care of those things for us. Ed pointed something out on his Facebook the other day that there were three spotlights in the same area. I think that's waste. I don't want to get in the weeds with Manatee County because that's not going to be my role, but I'm going to point out the things that are important that we start saving money on.
Candidate Ference.
As far as budget cuts, we need to cut budgets. We need to look at how we're doing our capital improvement projects and the deliverables and how we're bidding them out and the designs and even at what we pay during construction. There's many times we get overruns. They call them change orders, but they're overruns. And we also need to look at how we do our public-private development agreements. We overpay a lot. I know one project right now, we're actually basically paying someone to broker it $5 million. I mean, when we could be doing it in-house and we could save $5 million of taxpayers' monies off of it. And we need to do better business and not wasteful business. I mean, we buy houses and then turn around and sell them for losses. I'm fixing to be out of time, but yeah, so there's plenty of room for improvement there.
You got another sentence in there.
That's all right. I got 5 seconds, it says, so.
Okay, Candidate Poulton. Candidate Poulton, are you with us? Oh, you're mute.
Sorry about that. I was
okay,
muted.
You're gonna have to start the timer again. You go another sentence over.
My apologies. Very similar to what Tony said. I think our focus on this budget, regardless of if our property amendment goes through or not, our focus does have to be on public safety. We are very lucky that as when we call 911, help arrives and help arrives quickly. So we need to make sure that they continue, both fire, EMS, sheriff, all of them have the resources they need in this growing community. Another focus is to make sure that we have enough money when it comes time to diversify our water supply. Water is very expensive. We're very lucky that we don't buy water from anyone else, but there might come a time in the next 5 to 10 years that we may need to. And again, it's expensive. So we need to have the resources to do so. In terms of what we need to decrease, I think we do need to look closely at staffing. I would be very interested to do a staffing analysis just to see how much we have grown in terms of number of staff and salaries over the last 10 years. And I know my timer's up, but I'm gonna just finish up. And then I think we do just need to, there's no sense recreating the wheel. I think we need to look to our neighbors. We need to look around to see what other counties are doing things successfully, and maybe we can tag on to what they're doing as well.
And I apologize because there was a question at the beginning that I missed. So, Candidate Ference, who are your donors? And this is a two-part. Who are your donors? And also, what are your endorsements?
Now, I'm a preferred candidate of the America First Party, and Roxy Coffee endorsed me. The people are basically backing me. My biggest endorsement is the citizens I plan on serving. And most of my donors are all citizens, either, who I met through campaigning, doing grassroots on the ground. I'm not taking any PAC money. I'm not taking any developer money. You're free to look at it. If anybody has a question, I could talk to any of my donors. Most of them I know, but yeah, I'm no special interest, no PAC money. I won't be owned, and also thank you.
Thank you. And candidate Poulton.
Sure. I'm proud to be, at this point, I don't have any organizations that are endorsing me quite yet, but I'm proud to say I have the strong support of Congressman Vern Buchanan, also Mayor Jean Brown from the city of Bradenton. And in terms of campaign donations, I am very proud of the fact that I have collected over $41,000, and every single penny of that is public record. Any one of you can go on to Vote Manatee and see who's given me. I'm proud to say I've received donations from over 100 friends, family members, colleagues. I think I have received money from one PAC, but the name is Knowledge is Power. It's associated with former state representative Tommy Gregory. So I was very happy to accept money from him. I also did accept $1,000 from former Senate President Bill Galvano. I've received $400 from Folly Bryant. And then I have received a couple donations from the Southern Group. The Southern Group works very closely with DeSoto County, and they've done a phenomenal job of helping them, such a poor county, get appropriations from the state of Florida.
Thank you. Candidate Barrett.
Well, raising funds is not my favorite thing to do. I'll just tell you that much. I hate to ask for money, but I've had some great folks that have contributed to my campaign, friends, family, people that believe in me. I have been endorsed by the International Firefighter Association and the Realtor Association of Sarasota Manatee. And, at this point, there's no PAC money or any builders that are or developers that are funding my campaign. So we're just going to move forward with the little bit of money that we have right now, and we're going to get out there and talk to the people, and then hopefully at when it comes August 18th, they vote for me, and we'll move forward into November 3rd.
Thank you. Next question is for candidate Poulton. Yes or no? Do you support the constitutional amendment to reduce real estate taxes for most homesteaded homeowners? And if yes, how do you propose adjusting the budgets and expenditures of Manatee County? If no, why do you oppose it? Candidate Poulton.
Say yes, I do support it, but I have concerns. Our homeowners need relief 100%. And if that's the way to get it, then I'm going to support it. But that does mean that the county is going to have to, face a lot of tough decisions coming up. The budget is huge, and I don't want to lose services. And I know that's a risk if this amendment passes. So that is something that we will have to look very closely at. Of course, keeping public safety and water and others at the top of the list. But it is going to be, we're going to have to face those questions. But I think we can do it. I think that the county can certainly find ways to do more with less.
Candidate Barrett.
Well, I spent 2 days in Tallahassee watching the entire program. I support tax relief for homesteaded properties. I think that the way that this went down was excessive. The House bill that came out in January was a gradual reduction. This is a pretty significant reduction in revenue that will come into the county. It is a test of fiscal responsibility for the county to kind of navigate some things that they may not need. But I will support a tax relief program with a plan. And this tax program does not have a plan that shows us how we are going to fund essential services in Manatee County if we do not have the revenue.
Can I take that as a no?
That I don't support this bill?
Yeah, this constitutional amendment.
I do not support this constitutional amendment.
Thank you. Candidate Ference.
I want some music, when I come on, like Tony
Yeah.
gets. No, I support it because we need to be conservative, and I think we outgrew ourselves too much, and the people need a relief. One of the biggest thing I hear is how people paying 16, 20, $12,000 in taxes a year, and it's just going to be homestead. It won't affect the commercial side of it, and the other thing is the county has enough. $3.57 billion is that budget. And if we can't trim that budget by getting rid of, and I got plans how to do it. There's plenty areas. I already touched on some of them. I mean, let's stop buying all the $60,000 four-door trucks. Let's consolidate some of our equipment. Every dollar count. I just went to board about CIP Solutions in Piney Point, and we could save money by running that plant ourselves. We own it, and they voted it right through. So we need new leadership to cut this budget. Thank you.
Okay. That would be the next one is for candidate Barrett. How should the county balance development with environmental protection? And please provide specific details.
I can tell you that environmental protection is definitely something, a priority, should be on everybody's priority list, is along with clean waterway and protecting our wetlands. You have to have relationships with people. You have to have the relationships with the builders. I think that Ed has brought up that we need some partnerships with businesses going forward to come up with a plan. There's a lot of things that get approved very quickly behind the dais. There's a whole agenda full of things that the county commissioners have to look at every Tuesday or whenever they sit there. And I think that there's just too much stuff on the list, to tell you the truth. I think that we need to slow down a little bit, take a good look at what we're doing, and have a master plan before we go out and start building things.
Thank you. So this, sorry, I kind of lost track there. The next question is for candidate Poulton. State
You
law.
want me to answer the question you just asked, Tony, or am I getting a new one?
Oh, okay. You got that one. Sorry,
that's okay. That's okay.
I was going forward and I lost my progression. So yes, please answer the question.
So in terms of development versus environment, well, we all know it. Growth is coming, and for many of us would say it's already here. So we really need to hit the brakes on growth, and we need to slow it down, and we need to be smarter about growth. I'm not at all saying I don't believe that we should stop it, but we need to slow down. And how do we slow down? We need to hold our developers accountable. I didn't get an opportunity to spell out when I talked about my donations, but I am not accepting any funds from our developers whatsoever. But we need to hold them accountable. We also need to ensure that infrastructure is in place. Like I said, traffic's horrible. It could take up to 45 minutes to 30 minutes to get across town, and we need to find ways to speed that up. And there are ways to do that. We also need to make sure that we are enforcing the environmental standards that we currently have in place. And if it comes to that they're not strong enough, those standards, then we as a board need to look at that, and we need to make them stricter.
Thank you. Okay, now I'm back on sync here. Candidate Ference. State lawmakers have recently taken over decisions that were traditionally made at the county level.
I didn't get to answer that question.
Wait a minute.
I actually forgot what the question was, but I'm sorry.
Oh, how would you balance development with environmental protection?
How would I balance it? I would make sure we do smart growth that preserves our wetlands and we need more canopy shade to help cool the earth. They call right now 40% green could be retention ponds and sod. We need more natural environment there, and we need canopies. We need to bring back our wetland buffers, and we need to hold our FDAB, not allow urban sprawl. out there. And, just be good stewards to the environment as far as with our wastewater systems and our runoff and storm drain that needs to go through right filtration systems. And that's how I would balance it.
Thank you. Candidate Poulton. State lawmakers have recently taken over decisions that are traditionally made at the county level. How do you understand the proper balance of authority between the state and the county? And in what situations do you believe county leaders should push back against state actions that affect Manatee County?
Alice, I'm so glad you're bringing this question up because that is a concern, and it's a concern with the property tax amendment as well. I support home rule, and I have a lot of concern with the fact that the state is taking so much control away from our local counties and municipalities, and it needs to stop. One of the issues that we already know, it's been talked about quite a bit, is Senate Bill 180. They have taken so much of our local control away that we can't make changes that we want. And one of those changes, that we're stuck with for a little while is the wetland buffers. I support rolling back our wetland buffers. Wetland buffers are incredibly important. As I mentioned, I work for the Water Management District, and wetland buffers, they offer so much more than just a buffer to development. They're home to sea life. They provide water quality, they provide flood protection. So that's definitely an area where we need to regain that control and be able to make our own decisions about wetlands and everything else.
Candidate Barrett. I'm sorry, Candidate Barrett, that the same question about the decision making between the state at the state level. When should Manatee County push back?
Well, I think we're already pushing back. We have a lawsuit against the state right now, and maybe that's not the best way to handle things by suing other people. Maybe communication is the key. Open communication relationships, I think, are very important. I can understand why Tallahassee is looking at different counties and municipalities for their overspending. If you look at the tax base that we had in 2009, where the median home price was $190,000 to the home price now at $459,000, that's a significant amount of money difference that has come in. And maybe we don't need to spend money on every little thing, but I think the bottom line is that we should be able to retain our home rule, and we should be able to make decisions in our own county. And I think that there's some bad actors out there like Miami-Dade, and I don't think this is a one-size-fit-all things for all municipalities.
Thank you. Candidate Ference.
We need to bring back home land rule. Local government knows local communities needs the most, and we should have the right to give the people what they want, not be preempted by the state. And there's a lot of that going on with Senate Bill 188, the 399, live local. You got the Schools of Hope, where now I mean the school board, they're already downsizing the size schools they're building because they build it for build out in the community. They have to, and it's not full. A private charter could come in, and we have to use taxpayers' money. So the way to fix it is we need the right people representing the state. So pay attention who we putting up in Tallahassee where they aren't writing the rules, because the ones there now, I talked to them, and they could have fixed Senate Bill 180 for us, and they chose not to. So they're the wrong people there, and we need to get right people in Tallahassee.
Thank you. Next question is for Candidate Barrett. What is your plan for improving and protecting our natural water resources? How should the county assure adequate water resources for citizens and businesses in Manatee County?
Well, we have a beautiful opportunity here. Most counties don't have Lake Manatee. It provides us with water. We need to protect that waterway. We need to protect all of our waterways. We're surrounded by water, and as Tara said, water is expensive, and so my plan would be to make sure that, things do not get built around our resources, and we don't bring in cruise ship terminals and things like that that are going to destroy our natural habitat. And so I will always be a supporter of protecting our waterways.
Thank you. Candidate Ference.
Was that for potable water, you said, or waterways?
It says protecting our natural water resources. So
All
it's
right.
not it it's almost like a two-part question because and I don't want to take your minute up,
That's
but
fine.
it's saying improving and protecting our natural water
All
resources.
right. All right. As far as our natural water resources, we got our bays and all and estuaries there. And, we need to look at runoff to protect them. We need to have a wetland buffers and preserve our mangroves and make sure our water quality is good, what is going out there. As far as, our potable water, we need to look at sustainable resources, more surface earth reservoirs. There's opportunities out there. I know I was on utility side to look at and to do and quit drawing from the aquifer. I mean, they just made a choice since I left the county in August to go put down 2 more wells and go from the wells. Well, the aquifers are drying up. The springs will quit flowing. And I mean, I have a well here at my house. I know on my Tuesday when I'm out of water, it's starting to suck air. So obviously we need to look at sustainable resources and we need to protect our environment.
Thank you. Candidate Poulton.
I think the county has done a great job on protecting our waterways and our drinking water. Tony touched on Lake Manatee already, but I think last I looked, 2/3 of our drinking water comes from Lake Manatee. So we need to make sure that we are, one, protecting that lake. And I give our former commissioners for having the foresight of knowing that we needed that lake and what we needed it for. But I also think the fact that we are already members of the Peace River Water Supply Authority, while we are not buying any water from them, they have a 4-member board, and it's a board member from each county. So Sarasota, Manatee, Charlotte, and DeSoto. We've been a part of that board for years, but yet we haven't needed to buy water from them. And we're the only county that's not buying water for them. So I think that's so we're already doing all the right things, but we need to continue to be creative and find ways to diversify that water supply. I know we have well fields as well, so that we need to, we just need to continue doing what we're already doing.
Thank you. This next question is for candidate Ference. County commissioners often face competing pressures, public opinion, expert recommendations, questions about neutrality of those experts, and the influence of campaign contributors. How do you balance these factors when making decisions? What principles guide you in determining whose input should carry the most weight? This question is for candidate Ference.
First off, the Lord Jesus Christ is carries most weight on this earth with me, that and my family. And that's who guides me every day. I pray he works through me and in this position and me running for this candidacy. And I wouldn't, just because you made a contribution to me, that's why I ain't taking special interest. I'm not going to sway my vote. I'm going to do what's right for the community. I'm going to do what's right for the people. God gave us 2 ears to listen twice as much as we speak. I want to listen to all the people I represent in Manatee County. I want to hear the issues. I want to hear what they think we need to do to fix and move forwards and plan for the future. And I want to represent them, and I won't represent special interest, and I'll vote in favor of what's best for the community and for the people.
Thank you. Candidate Poulton.
Yes, well, we need to continue electing honest people. I think that's key. We need to elect people who are not beholden to anyone, to certainly not the special interests. This is an at-large seat, so we need to have have a focus on the entire county. We may need to make decisions based on what everybody, what the entire county needs. One of the things that I would like to do when I'm elected is to start hosting listening sessions, because I really want to get out into the county to find out what people need, because all 5 of our districts, they all need different things. So my listening sessions, I would like to, similar to town halls, but maybe industry driven, really to find out what their concerns are and what we can do to fix those issues. Because again, what we might need in District 1 in rural Florida, it may be different from what we're going to need, on the coastal islands. So I think that's a big focus, and I think that's the best way to make sure that everybody is benefiting from the decisions made at the dais.
Thank you. And candidate Barrett.
Well, I never claim to be the smartest guy in the room. So the bottom line is I'm going to depend on other people to give me feedback on certain issues and items. And I'm going to look towards experts, people that have actually been working in the field. If I was going to, look into water quality and treatment, I'd look to Ed. If I was looking to policy, well, Tara's been involved in it too. So there's 2 experts that have been working in utilities for some time. When it comes to public safety, I have a pretty good grasp on those things. But since I don't know everything, I'm going to have to depend on other people. And those people will not influence me by campaign contributions or promises or anything else. We're going to run. I think that government needs to be honest, and they need to look to people that are actually educated in certain areas, so that you can get the information from them.
Thank you. This next question is for candidate Poulton. What important qualities should a county administrator have?
Great question. I think that they, like you said, I love what Tony just said. Not always being this. We don't need to hire the smartest person in the room. We had someone who thought he was the smartest person in the room a couple of years ago, and that didn't work out well. So I think we need to, when you're looking to hire someone at the top, I'm a big believer of hiring a servant leader, someone that looks to his people for advice, for suggestions. And I also think that they need to have an open door policy. That's kind of how I lead my team. Never would I ever, I have an open door policy in my office. When someone comes in with an idea, I don't just slam the door in their face. I listen. And you know what? Sometimes it's a great idea. Sometimes it's not a great idea, or maybe it's an idea that's good for some time down the road. So, and looking for a county administrator, obviously, they need to have the education. They need to have the experience. And that's what I would look for in a county commissioner or a county administrator.
Candidate Barrett.
So that's a tough position to be in, county administrator. They have to wear a lot of hats. And one of the things that's most important is they have to view everything from 50,000 feet. I think that they need to listen to their staff, because their staff are going to come up with important items that need to be addressed, and they can't be arrogant. They have to be a servant leader. They have to they can't be punitive when somebody comes to them with a problem, and kind of discipline them for being a whistleblower. I think it's a hard position to be in, not one that I'd want to do, but I would hold an county administrator accountable for all of the actions in Manatee County.
Thank you. Candidate Ference.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the music. First off, I think they need transparency and accountability, and they need to be someone dignity, and they need good leadership skills. They also need to know they work for the commissioners, and they are there to follow out policy and procedures, what the commissioners set. They also need to know how to balance a budget and work with large budgets. I mean, our budget's $3.57 billion, and there's a lot of different, different restrictions on it and all. So they got to have some understanding of that. They got to understand that, a municipality does not operate like a private industry. We are not for profit. We got to work within our budget and within our means, and we need to try to reduce government and as far as not services, but as far as budget costs, all we can, and keep the services what we can going, and make sure we stay regulatory. They need to know some regulatory as far as with your water, your wastewater. You got storm drain regulatory, MS4 permits for nitrogen roll. So they need to have practices of a municipality and all the disciplines within it.
Thank you. Okay, the next question is for candidate Barrett. How would you address affordable housing, workforce housing, and homelessness needs in Manatee County?
Well, the obtainable workforce housing and affordable housing, people get them confused. Obtainable workforce housing means the people that work in it and live in our community need a place to stay. And I do believe that we're at 4.5 months of inventory right now in Manatee County. And we have a median home price of $459,000, which is not obtainable for most people. They can't afford those payments. So we need to have partnerships with builders that are going to build more obtainable housing. We also need to have partnerships with builders that we're going to put affordable housing in place. And homelessness is a horrible thing. A lot of people move into our community because it's warm, and they move from northern communities. You're not going to be able to clean up everybody off the street and give them a home. They don't all want that opportunity, but we need to give them an opportunity to have a place to put a shelter over their head when there's inclement weather and it's cold.
Thank you. Candidate Ference.
I think we need to raise our talent force as far as our workforce of talent and get them at a higher level where it creates higher pay for them within the business industry on it. There's plenty of different homes like DPA and HUD. There's a lot of programs out there to help buyers out. I think the market is getting more affordable. We get more homes on the market now. As far as the homeless, it's hard. I know people have been on the street, and if they don't want help, they don't want to. You can't help them. So first, they have to want help, and second, we need to set up some of these programs like we already have, but not programs what enable them, but programs which will help them get out of that rut and make them become a positive citizen within Manatee County.
Thank you. And candidate Poulton.
I think we have so many phenomenal experts in our community and in our region that really know what they need to do to solve affordable housing. And those are the people that I would want to bring around into the room in a circle and figure out what Manatee County is doing right and what we're doing wrong to make affordable housing more possible. By no means am I an affordable housing expert, but I want to be in that room, and I want, as a county commissioner, I want to make sure that the suggestions that they bring to the table are things that we're going to do, and I'm going to support those suggestions. In terms of homelessness, I really was able to see this up close when I spent, prior to getting into government, I spent 7 years with the United Way of Manatee County. And that was a great opportunity to really understand the human service needs in our community, and homelessness is a big problem. And I would do similar to what I just said with affordable housing. We have so many phenomenal nonprofit organizations in our community, and I know they're already doing this, but I would just encourage that they're continuing to get in the room and they're talking through to solve homelessness. I know we've hit the timer, but again, getting people together around the table to answer these important questions.
Thank you. The next question is for candidate Ference. Would you propose any different actions for Piney Point and phosphate mining in the western part of our county, and why or why not?
Yes, I would. I would take over. Manatee County owns that plant, and I spoke to the board about taking it over and saving millions of dollars. That's how we can save millions of dollars, and it basically um cost me my job, and I'm employed now. And I guess because you don't have freedom of speech, and the other thing is I don't think we should be doing phosphate mining. Mosaic, 70 million gallons of water they permitted to pump out. I mean, we aquifers going down. We need to cut it back. Why did the board just renew the contract for another 14 years when there were still multi-years on it? And Piney Point, Manatee County staff take it over. I've been involved in it. I know it better than anybody else as far as just about on this meeting here as far as subject matter expert, and bad business that we're letting someone else operate it.
Thank you. Candidate Poulton.
Well, Piney Point's been an issue in our community for a long time. I can remember when we had the breach several years ago, and it was an emergency situation. And I'm proud of the county that over the last couple of years that they've been doing the right thing, and they've been working to clean it up and shut it down to avoid that from happening again. So we need to continue moving forward in that direction to make sure that Piney Point does not become a problem for Manatee County. As for phosphate mining, I know that is a big concern as well. Actually, when I worked for DeSoto County, it came to the board quite a few times, and I was proud of those commissioners because they voted against allowing Mosaic to come into the county. I know Mosaic is currently in Manatee County, but at this point, they're not allowing Mosaic to expand. They're just allowing them to continue mining where they've already been mining for the last several years, and I'm supportive of that part. I don't want it to grow, but let's let them finish the job of where they've already started.
Candidate Barrett.
Well, I would like to hold whomever created the issue at Piney Point accountable for Piney Point. And that's either with consequences or funding. I don't think that the taxpayers of Manatee County should have to clean up somebody else's mess. I'll start with that. As far as phosphate mining, it does bring in some revenue into our community, but it needs to be monitored, and we need to not have another Piney Point incident. If you look at the mining map in Manatee County, there are portions of Manatee County that are not even being touched at this point, and they won't be touched for several years. Matter of fact, there are 68 houses built on the Keys track out off of Sugar Bowl Road in Clay Gully. That has not even been touched for mining yet. So we need to be good stewards of the environment. And also, we need to hold the people accountable that are doing the business in our communities.
Sorry for the music.
That's okay. I love it.
So we have reached the point now where we are going to let the candidates appeal for your vote. So you have 1 minute to make a closing statement, and we are going to start with candidate Poulton.
Again, thank you so much, Alice, and to all the members of the League of Women Voters, as well as everybody that's on this debate this evening. I'm really excited for this opportunity. It's something that I've been working towards my entire career, and I can assure you I am doing this 100% for the right reasons. I have an open door policy at work, and I will continue to have an open door policy as a commissioner. I want to hear from you. I don't have all the answers, that's for sure. So I want to hear both sides, and I want to make sure that I'm making every decision with the best possible information at the time, and make sure that it's the best possible decision for certainly the district or for the community that it's serving. I also want to encourage everybody to visit my website. It's tarapoulton.com. I also have a Facebook page that I think is Tara Poulton for Manatee County Commission. But again, thank you so much for this opportunity, and I look forward to hearing from more of you.
Thank you. Candidate Barrett, your turn for a closing statement.
Well, thank you, League of Women Voters, for inviting me for this opportunity to be in front of you and talk about certain issues with Manatee County. And let's also remember that Manatee County is a great place to work, live, and play. there's a lot of good things that are going on in the background that we don't address a lot of times because we're always focused on the negative. But I want to continue to focus on positive things that we're doing in the communities and try to fix some of the things that have run off the rails. And so I would ask for your vote because I'm going to bring leadership to the dais, and I really feel like that I'm running a race against a couple of outstanding candidates, and I look forward to going through this process with them. And I just say vote for Tony Barrett when it comes August 18th.
Thank you. And candidate Ference.
Well, while I'm the most qualified and I'm ready to go day one, boots on the ground. I know the county inside and out. I know people who's there for the right reason, serve as citizens like me, who wants to be civil servants and serve the people, not special interest. And I know what needs fixed and how to fix it. I also know how to cut our budget, and I know where waste is throughout the county. And I would love the opportunity to be able to serve the citizens and show you what I got, and that I'm the guy to put ball in the end zone, and not a whole lot of talk. I hate sitting here trying to sell myself. That's not me. I'm a politician by trade, but I've been a 30-year civil servant, and I have touched each and every one of y'all by serving you with water and taking your wastewater for over 30 years. So I've been already in that active in each and every one of your life. I done budgets. I done master planning for our future. So thank you for your time, and I appreciate the opportunity to get in front of everybody tonight.
Well, on behalf of the League of Women Voters, thank you to candidates Tony Barrett, Ed Ference, and Tara Poulton for participating and for you attending this virtual candidate forum. The discussion offered valuable insight, helps us make thoughtful, informed decisions as we go to the upcoming primary election. The League is hosting more forums, basically 3 a week for the next couple of weeks. And they're at both federal, state, and county levels. To view the full schedule and to register for upcoming events, and to share nonpartisan resources with your friends and neighbors, please visit our website, lwvmanatee.org. We have on that website, if you click on the red candidate forums, you go to the candidate forums guide. We will have this video posted for this one, and as they go through one by one, we will have those videos. We have also posted any of the Bradenton Times podcasts to help you make your decisions when you come to the coming election. So thank you.